I'm WULFER. I started off playing guitar in middle school. I was really into just like seeing my friends playing music around me. And yeah, so I started playing guitar and playing in bands and playing with friends in middle school and high school. And yeah, that's how I started. I totally started out as a guitar player, like playing for other people and stuff, and that's what I wanted to do. But then I guess I just realized that my tastes and my interests, like rather than being into like guitar players and like guitar music, I was super into like songwriters, and I found that just so compelling. And so I started writing songs in high school, but I never really did anything with it because I didn't feel like much of a singer. So it was just kind of for me. But as I just got older, it just became like clear that I was just, like significantly interested in being a songwriter on top of being a guitar player for other people. And yeah, I just watched my friends, like the artists that I would play for, or just like my friends who would be making music, like how they would do it, how they would produce themselves. And I just sort of learned from them and started messing around, and yeah, I guess that's sort of how it developed. Perhaps emotional, soft, and maybe delicate, I think. A lot of the music that I'm inspired by is sort of in that indie folk world and that like sort of soft shoegaze world. So maybe indie folk-esque. But at the same time I'm really inspired by pop music and pop production. I think I have like a lot of different influences, but yeah, in the folk world, I guess. WULFER comes from my last name, which is Wolf, and I wanted my artist name to like have a little something to do with my real name, but not just be, Ash Wolf. Yeah, it just comes from my last name.
Why didn't you want to use your phone? Because you are a solo project.
Yeah.
So you could have gotten away with it.
I could have gotten away with it, but I just liked the idea of that separation and that just identity that is solely for this project. Like, I love when people will call me like WULFER at a show or something. Like, I think that's really cool to just have that separation. It's like, when I'm doing this, I'm WULFER, and when I'm doing other things, I'm like myself.
Do you still play guitar for other bands?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, yes, that makes sense. And you have a solo project, and you have
exactly. It's like the divide there. I guess like I would hope that when people are listening, that they are able to just like reflect on their experiences maybe and feel better about certain things, or just feel. I guess my favorite songs, I feel like a person is saying things that I've been feeling but could never put into words. Yeah, I guess I just hope that people are able to feel like seen in the songs. I think right now, out of the songs that are out, is probably my song Cat. That feels like very WULFER at the time of the EP.
You say the time of the EP. Is there an evolution coming? Is there something more we can expect?
Yes. So there's a new album coming out, and that to me feels like a lot closer to like what WULFER is now. And I feel like distance from the EP now, but I still think that it's all part of WULFER, and Cat especially. I feel like still really fits everything. It's definitely still somber, and I think the sound is just a little more fleshed out, perhaps, in my opinion. But it's still, it's still sad. wasn't a specific moment or event. I think it was just a collection of experiences and feelings over like the year or so before it came out. And I think of when I was writing it, just like realizing that I was settling into like a sound that I liked. And that EP to me feels like one big experiment, I guess, because I didn't really know what I was doing or like how to produce things. But I guess I remember like one day looking back on it and there were 8 songs and like I felt like there was a united energy between them. So that felt cool. But in terms of what inspired it, it's just like everyday sadnesses and just all those like life feelings over time. Not a specific one because I just love the idea of listeners attaching their own experiences to all of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also why I'm not too big on like explaining what specific songs are about, you know? Because yeah, I just love the idea of like the every song meaning something totally different to each person. And I love hearing when people share with me like what they think the songs are about or like what they're about to them. But yeah.
Have you heard an interpretation that has really stuck with you?
Sometimes like on social media, I'll play the song and like prompt people to tell me like a memory it sounds like or like, a feeling it sounds like. And I really enjoy reading those and reading that like this song yeah just aligns with this like super personal memory. And I think it's a really cool way to feel like just connected to these strangers in a way that's like, I'll never meet you, but like I feel like we're like soul bonded now.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing like particular is honestly coming to mind. But just that general like exchange that I feel like we have is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think marketing is the hardest part of being an artist, and I believe I read on Instagram that you're independent.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much all on you. I mean, I know you have a manager that definitely helps, but it still falls a lot on you to make the content, to post the content, to come up with the ideas, to present
Totally.
them to your manager. So I love that concept.
I think the hardest song to write was I Wait for You to Get Home because I had the form of the song and recordings that I liked of it like all fleshed out, but lyrically the idea of what the song was going to be about was just not happening. And I kept trying over and over and over. And I remember one day I like accidentally pitched the whole song down a lot. And then after I did that and I heard it and it was slower and pitched down, I just finished it all lyrically and melodically in like 5 minutes. And that was so satisfying. But it was really haunting me for a long time. And I was like, I don't know if I can ever finish this song or put it out. But then it kind of just came together. So that was cool.
Like, what part of it? Was it the lyrics? Was it the production?
It was the lyrics, yeah.
Yeah.
Lyrics and like melody and just like what the song was going to be aside from like the instrumental stuff.
So this EP, it was released over a year ago, and I know we mentioned you have a new album coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a general timeline of when you're hoping to release it?
Yeah, so it's going to come out in the first week of February,
Yeah.
and there will be a few singles before that. So really quite soon it's going to start coming out. And so
Yeah, it's
very
around the
excited.
corner. Awesome. So do you have a name? Can you share any more info with us?
Totally, yeah. So it's called I Love My TV. And yeah, it's coming soon. I think it's hard for me to see what the objective emotional arc of it could be because I'm so close to it. And it was just a collection of songs for sure, like individual songs that, I mean, similar to the last one, like once I had enough of them and I squished them together and like, you know, put them in certain places, I realized that, you know, they all sort of like fit. And I feel like that's as far as I can see for it. And I'm sure other people will be able to see, you know, better than me, all sorts of things in it. But to me it's just like my songs, and that's what it is, I
Yeah.
guess.
What about the name I Love My TV? Because you're not a digital artist. I feel like you're way more organic. So what does that come from?
I Love My TV is the title of the last track on the album.
Okay.
And I guess what I'll say about that is that I'm sure in this day and age, that might be something a lot of people can relate to, is like when you're unhappy with how things are, like just falling into all sorts of digital stuff for comfort. But I'm curious to see what people think about that when they hear like the title track and the whole album and everything. My favorite song on it, I think my favorite song might be When I Say. I would love, well, I guess the milestone of releasing an actual album as opposed to an EP is already being achieved because, I write short songs, so I'm happy to have enough to have a full album. I want to achieve, I guess, just like solidifying maybe what people associate WULFER with, or what people feel like WULFER is to them. I feel like this could really be a great introduction of WULFER to the world. I think the writing and the producing, like I really love performing. It's so much of like what I do. But when I think about like how I feel when I'm in the zone writing and producing, I feel like that's my own little like heaven. And it's like it can't be touched by like anything. Whereas as much as I love performing, you have bad shows and external factors, and they're definitely rewarding because you get to meet people in real life. But in terms of what I truly feel like I'm happiest doing, it's probably just writing and producing in my own little mind palace. Definitely, all those little things like promoting yourself, having the audacity required to be like, listen to my music, come to my show, all that sort of thing. Being like the front person of a band was a really tough adjustment from playing guitar for people, getting to be like off to the side, like just kind of there to, to help. I really struggled with that, like when I was getting my like live band together and stuff, but now I feel so much more comfortable with that. But I still feel like that's the toughest part, just being the center of everything and like being the leader of a band and like being in control of all the focus and stuff, I think. I think Sandy by Alex G altered my brain chemistry when I first heard it.
Good one.
Like, I just never, I guess, been exposed to that sound before, but just the simplicity of the lyrics and the melody and the guitar part and like the sparseness of it and just how he said so much with so little, I feel like truly did alter my brain chemistry and the way I write songs and like the kind of songs I wanted to write. So that like instantly came to mind. I think we're at night. Not to get too dramatic with it, but like, I don't know. I think we're at night and we're alone and there's street lights and there's snow on the ground. The legacy, I guess I want it to leave is just, I want it to be like a place of comfort for people. I want people to feel better or feel like they're seen in some way. I want the songs to like help people get through things, and yeah, I just want people to associate WULFER with, in this album, with just like a comforting place, mostly.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing to say. I only have songs. That's what I'll say.
That's a good way to end it. Very cryptic, but leave them wanting to know more, you know?